The president of the Rotary Club of Toronto is with us this morning, Jayson Phelps. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Heather. How are you?
I'm very well, and you must be too, because based on those pictures, things went pretty well over the weekend. Tell us about it.
They did. Our club had a very, very active weekend on a few different projects, and the holiday hampers was a huge project for us on the weekend.
Okay, well, let's focus on that for a couple of minutes. How many hampers did you put together this year, Jayson?
We put together 500 hampers over the weekend.
Wow. That's a lot of food. Tell me about the process of where the food comes from and the people who are there assembling those hampers. Tell me how it all works.
Absolutely. So we did this in partnership with our friends over at the Daily Food Bank, and the president, Neil Hetherington, was always so great to us as a club. So he provided space. He, of course, and his team were able to source the food for us. And we had about 25 to 30 of our volunteers show up bright and early Saturday morning. Neil had some of his staff there as well to help us out. And throughout the day, our team spent several hours packing 500 holiday hampers full of food and supplies as well. Enough to feed one individual for up to about 2 weeks.
Really? There's enough in that one box. We should probably highlight, you're not shipping out 24s of Budweiser. Those are donated boxes, though, aren't they?
They are donated boxes, and it's interesting, actually. Neil was telling us that the price of cardboard has tripled this year. So the Daily Food Bank is actually relying heavily on donated boxes this year to keep the costs down.
Isn't that interesting? When we talk about the cost of everything going up, you wouldn't necessarily think about the boxes that you use to transport. So thank you for that donation as well. Donated items, donated money, and all put together in those hampers. And I like that fact that it's going to help somebody for up to 2 weeks in terms of their food needs. Who exactly is receiving these, Jayson?
Yes, so this is in connection with Progress Place as well as the Native Centre of Toronto. And so we used to do a fundraiser actually with Progress Place for many years. Great fundraiser, raised lots of money for their clients as well. And when COVID hit, of course, we had to rethink everything. We used to hold a big, very large seniors party for the holidays, as well as a children's party for the holidays. All of that ceased early in COVID. So we adapted, we scrambled, we worked with our partners on how we could still have an impact in the community. And so that's how the concept in early 2020 of the holiday hampers came about. And so once all the hampers were packed on Saturday, our volunteers then delivered them out to Progress Place, who again could distribute throughout their client base as well as to the Native Centre of Toronto.
And do you get a sense at all of the impact, what people say, do, how they react when these hampers arrive?
Oh, very much so. It's interesting. We ran the seniors party for almost 100 years, I think, out of our club. And we would bring seniors down. Our volunteers would pick them up and drive them to lunch. And this energy, this excitement. There were many of our seniors that would show up that this was the event of the year that they looked for every single year. And so we're getting the same type of reactions as we're seeing the holiday hampers go out. They're so grateful. They're so excited to see our volunteers show up and to see what's in the hamper as well. So it's just this energy, this spirit of the holidays in a sense that comes out.
And maybe even more so this year with everything costing that much more for many people. I want to make sure we highlight something else that you've been involved in over the weekend, and that's the Tree of Remembrance. We have a picture of that, Jayson, and I'd love for you to tell us about that
Excellent.
too.
Absolutely. Thank you. This is another passion project for us. So the Tree of Remembrance started in our club last year for the first time, and it actually came out of Cork, Ireland. And so Cork, Ireland has been running a Tree of Remembrance for, I think, in the neighborhood of about 15 years now as their major fundraiser throughout the year. This came over from one of our members. We started last year. This year, we've been able to secure Dundas Square with great assistance from the folks over at Dundas Square, the downtown BIA, as well as the city, have all been just excellent to work with us. And so we've erected a massive 25-foot tall tree right in the center of Dundas Square. And for the last 2 weekends now, Our volunteers have been out for hours upon hours collecting donations and providing ribbons to individuals walking by who want to write a message to maybe somebody they haven't seen for a while or someone they've lost. And so it's very much a spirit of the holidays, write a message, provide a donation of any amount, and 100% of the money goes back into the community afterwards. So we're quite excited, and we're determined over the next few weeks to fill the tree up with ribbons.
That's really beautiful as well. Well, it may not be a party anymore. That tradition's over, but one very positive thing, or maybe even a couple, have come out of COVID. And thank you for telling us about them. I know that Rotary's motto, if I get this correct, service above self, as it has been for more than 100 years. So we highlight that today with your acts of kindness. Jayson, thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Heather. Take care.